Madame, também. Dá pra switch here. You think? No, not that switch. Not that switch. Red switch. Red. The red switch. Say it's about to joke about. Oh, okay. Yeah, Mary. We're live, by the way. Just go around.
That's some shit. Are we finishing at 7 today? Or 6?
We'll try to finish in time.
6?
I ain't know just open last week.
I think the 7 is Roman. You can do that, but if no,
no, just let me in.
6 is good.
Just in case you don't want to. Yeah, exactly. Just like last week, right?
Yeah. I'm tired.
You retired?
Sometimes.
No. I'm gonna be your Romeo.
That's a nice song.
I know. I'll play it again.
Oh my God.
Shut that.
Even though I can't understand what that song
What am I looking for? See my God, he don't bless me. Even me, even you, me. Always keep him just always keep him just me. Now baby, you must say you come love from me. I do. When I call your name, shakara for me. No. I'm gonna be your Romeo, you go be my Julie. No. I'm gonna be your Romeo, you go be my Julie. Give me all about the corner now. I didn't know how to use you. Because when I give up for you. Me and you. Oh, when I give up, baby, me and you. Oh, when I give up, baby,
Something I'm gonna try next week. I'm gonna try this way over there. Yeah. All right. What's going on? What up? We're live.
Hello.
Do you have anything for me today?
I told
No.
you I didn't.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I got you.
Put me on the spot.
I got you. What's going on, everyone? If you're
What's
watching us live,
going
we're going to be
on?
hanging out talking about marriage and relationships. All right. Yeah. And just so you know, you want to make sure you're sharing, you're subscribing, the whole 9 yard. Let's have some fun talking about this. Feel free to buzz in, call in. You can call in. I'm actually going to drop this link here. If you're watching us on
IG,
on Facebook, IG, you just have to use your platform to call in. Feel free to call in. But if you're watching us on Facebook, I'm dropping this link right now, and you can use it to call in if you want to chime in. All right. So, how was your weeks?
You mean your week?
Weeks. Everybody's weeks.
Weeks.
Mm-hmm. They have multiple different weeks.
This week. How was your
week? How was your week?
How many weeks?
Feel free to call in.
Get it together.
The mine is kind of everywhere.
I know, I could tell.
Yeah. So I just dropped the link. So feel free to call in Facebook, YouTube. You just hit that link and put your first name in, and to let you into our backstage, and we can pull you up if we find you. But today we're talking about sweet pain and pleasure. You didn't know I was going to add the sweet, did you?
No, you said you were going to add this. Oh, this one surprising.
All right.
I beg you.
But yeah, today we're talking about
sweet pain.
No, I said pain and pleasure.
You said pain and pleasure?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're talking
maybe in my head, I'm like, what about sweet pain?
Right. So let me tell you guys a quick story. If you're coming here for the first time today, thank you. Welcome. We come here every Friday, 5 p.m. just to talk. Have a good time. So I woke up today. I'm using some kind of antibiotics.
Mm-hmm.
Then I decided to swallow because my doctor said I should swallow.
You should swallow. Who are you saying swallow? Doctor said you should take. I
probably shouldn't be using that word.
Jesus.
Doctor said I needed. I'm low on vitamin D's.
Yes,
right.
Yeah,
we're both low on vitamin D's, and we're supposed to go hard. And he advised us to take
10,000
IUs, which is 2 little shell, the fish shell thing, right?
There's the 5,000, there's the 10,000. We have the 5,000.
We have the 5,000.
2 5,000.
So I woke up this morning, come downstairs into the studio as I normally do, and but before I did that, I threw those about 3 different pills in my mouth.
So you used your 10,000 vitamin D3,
and then
your antibiotics, you mixed them together, and
I didn't eat,
and you had nothing in your stomach.
And I had nothing in my stomach. So, and that's what I ate. The pills, I ate them, and then a few minutes later,
you took the pills. Why do you?
And then a few minutes later, what'd you say?
Why do you have to say I ate them? You took the pills.
Because I always eat my pills.
No, you don't eat your pills. No one.
Actually, in reality, I swallow them with water. So
okay, that's. I'm done. I am done.
But yeah, I took them, and a few minutes later, my body started to react all kind of funny way. I just felt like I lost control of my body for a second, and I had to rush into the bathroom and threw up, and it happened twice. And then I decided to okay, my body's weak. It's a little funny. Let me just sit down upstairs.
Felt
dizzy, mm-hmm. and watch some TV.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was watching TV, and my wife came downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened again? What were we talking about before it went south for a second?
What were we talking about? Oh, so we're talking about people that stopped their.
But before we got there, that's what you were thinking. I didn't know that's what you were thinking. But I was saying
we were talking about why.
Right. So I went live here earlier. If you are watching us on Instagram, I went live, and I said, why do young women, beautiful women,
marry old
why
men?
did they marry ugly old men or something like that?
I'm not even sure.
I'm not sure if it was ugly or not. It wasn't me. It was a screenshot from somewhere else that I took. And I just wanted to know people's opinions.
Right.
And then I shared it with you, and I go, what do you think? And then you go financial security.
Yeah.
And I'm like, financial security. Now, That's easy place to go. You don't have to say it. Men will say it for you.
Even the women will say it for you.
Even women will say it, right? That financial security is, and then
stability.
I was like, and I wanted to go more in the direction of security, more generic, not necessarily always financial, because financial essentially is if
money.
It's money, and if as a young man,
gold digger or something like that.
As a young man, you can't blame me if I feel the need to avoid gold diggers, or if I put up a wall every time I'm talking to a young lady and she goes, "Oh, we just need money. We just got to make money." And
no, they don't say that. They want a better life for themselves.
They use fancy phrases like financial security.
No, somebody who wants your money won't just say, "I want your money." No,
exactly.
But they know what they want, and they would. Easing on you. You won't even know it's your money.
Exactly. But I felt like it was more like they need to feel safe, because I was talking more women.
Safe money too is part of that.
Right. I was talking more all women, not just a sector. Yes, a sector may be more on the financial security thing. Like I need to make sure I marry a rich person, right? That's a sector. It's still a form of security or feeling safe, but that's not everyone.
But when you speak of a 19-year-old marrying a 60-year-old, come on. I'm not talking, when you say older man to me, I'm thinking.
I mean, that was the picture.
I'm thinking 10 years older than me. I could be attracted to a man 10 years older than me. He can still look good. I mean, even
depends on how old
if it looks like
you were 12
RMD, he got it together. He looks clean, good. He's confident, ambitious.
One day, too, RMD will get old, but.
I mean, he has that clean look.
Don't mind me. I was just.
But we're talking about a 19-year-old girl that just started her life. They don't know shit about life, and then she's marrying a 60-year-old man. Right. A man with sagging balls. We probably.
How do you know they have sagging balls?
Excuse me, no. But I'm just assuming as you're going over some things is gravity. Some things are dropping. If women can have sagging boobs, why can't men have sagging balls?
Oh, so you're guessing?
Yes, I'm just thinking.
She's guessing that older
men have sagging balls. And
you're
bald-headed.
You heard someone say before.
No, I just think in my head they have saggy balls.
Wow.
You're bald-headed.
Please, as you're coming in, introduce yourself. I beg, make me know who they watch.
You're bald-headed, and then you have 2 wives at home. You have 10 kids that are older than me. I'm 19. Why would I want to be with a man like that? I'm just thinking in my head.
So you think the only reason why some women do that is financial security? So we agree on that.
Yeah,
but you didn't realize that's where I was coming from. You thought I was. The first thing you said is that. Well, not the first thing. One of the things you said is that this thing doesn't have to be that deep.
Yeah, it don't have to be that deep.
And I beg to differ. Relationships and marriages are always deep.
Can't take them down. You can. I mean, maybe I'm trying to tell people that it shouldn't be that deep. Because when it's that deep, that's when you find people catching feelings, and their wives can offend them, their husbands can offend them. The next thing they do is create a toxic situation.
If you're with somebody who takes them deep. Hello, Shirley Cutie. Hi. If you're with somebody who takes issues deep, then it's just that deep. And if you don't think it's deep, that's even more of a problem, because then you're going to be in the darkness a lot. So while I agree, you, as your own part of the equation, try to lighten up a little bit, have fun.
Why I think it shouldn't be that deep is when I see people actually killing their spouses. Like, it shouldn't be that serious.
So basically,
you shouldn't have to get to that point.
Thank you for helping me go there. So basically, as we were talking, she ended up bringing that up, and that's what she was thinking all the while. I'm guessing that's what she was thinking all the while. That you were thinking violence.
Yeah, must marriage abuse, be a do or die
physical
affair?
Abuse, do or die type. And I wasn't thinking that. I was just thinking, what do women want? They want safe. They want to feel safe.
They want to feel
secured.
They want to feel secure.
And some people are more speciality into financial. I agree 100%. But majority of women in the world, I didn't say Nigeria, in the world, right? Basically just want to feel safe. They want to feel secured. And believe it or not, men in some weird, twisted kind of way also want to feel secured, because I was just talking to your sister, and Insecure men is one of the worst things you can ever encounter in your life.
Yes, it's
but
terrible.
they're actually everywhere.
They are everywhere.
All right, they're actually everywhere. So, with that being said, again, like you said, feel free to call in. We're just going to be discussing a couple of questions that we have today, and we're just going to have fun talking about them. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Italy.
Oh, wow.
Italy. What's going on in Italy?
Hope you guys are safe over there.
Yeah, we are.
Thank God.
Good. So you're plugged in, you have an opinion, you have a contribution, you have something. We're talking marriage issues. We didn't really talk yet. We're just getting started.
Okay.
Yeah. So do you have anything you want to contribute, or you want me to ask a question first? Which one do you want?
Okay. Because I overheard your wives talking about violence. Well, one marriage is not a do and die affair. If you cannot cope, you better walk away.
That's right.
Because I will use myself as an example.
Oh, wow.
I was once married, but I decided to end the marriage because my sister's in-laws' behavior was totally out of it. Like she behaving like she just wants me and my actually we are married, fiancé, but at last she actually wants the man to date someone else. No. Like I wasn't good for him. I was this, I was that. So at the end of the day, I decided to walk away for me to keep myself right.
Yeah,
so quick question for you. What did your fiance have to say about that? Your fiance or your husband?
I didn't tell him because most of the time he's not active.
So you were living with your sister-in-law?
We had a
Oh. Wow. So he didn't know that you were going to leave him? You didn't know what his sister was doing to you?
No.
Oh my God.
So why would you walk away? What made you, I mean, like if you know somebody loves you and it's just the sister, why would you just walk away?
My mom did tell me one thing that, see, it's not everything you see in marriage home that you talk about to people. So whatever you see, you have to bear it.
Wow.
Whatever you see, you have to take it upon yourself that this is what I signed for. Good or bad, you have to stay there. So along that line, we have an issue to get out. We had a birthday baby boy.
Wow.
So everything, I got fed up. Like, me, I cannot stay. I just have to find my way. I cannot stay one and be in the same Nigeria. I cannot stay two. I can't cope with this relationship, with this marriage because you can't go my back and be telling the whole family that I am not good because I'm marrying you. I'm not marrying your brother alone.
So are you saying he was telling the family that? The sister.
This is just between her and the sister.
I bet she's not that good. Like she was jealous and blah blah blah. So I decided to walk away.
But I can't help but to hear that this guy was not in the picture of that issue at all. Where was he when all of this was happening? What did he say?
Like, whenever he goes to work, when the people start misbehaving. But I don't want to tear the sister and brother's love all because of marriage or because we are dating, because we have an issue together. Because my mom always tell me that you had an issue together doesn't mean you have a future together.
I mean, that's the truth.
So that was what I took upon myself that since we had an issue together, you can take care of your child by yourself. So let me find my way. Let me be who I want to be. Let me do the things that I know that it will make me happy.
So did you leave the child with him?
Yeah, I did.
How do you feel about that decision today?
Well, it's somehow, but I really have to cope with it because I think it's the best decision that I can make for myself than to be in a marriage where I can't find peace or rest of mind.
I agree.
Peace of mind is important. I agree 100%.
I agree. Thank you so much for your submission. We're still hanging out, okay?
Yeah, ciao.
All right.
Thank
bye.
you. Wow, that's interesting.
All right. So, what you say about that, baby?
It's I feel like the guy did not get a fair chance.
Is that what it is, or she's not into the dude at all? Is she into the guy? Because I mean, for some kind of my sister right now to just make you walk away, it must be because you feel like I'm on the side of that sister.
I have to feel like you're on that side. If
like I'm not helping
if
matters.
I feel like you're part of the problem, I am definitely walking away. That would be the best decision.
But if I wasn't part of the problem, it will make it that much difficult to just walk away. You probably be having a conversation.
But you would also have to stand up for me.
Or you wouldn't have to be fighting. I would be the one fighting her.
Right.
So if I wasn't fighting for you, it makes sense for you to feel like you need to walk away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's
peace of mind is paramount.
Yeah.
I can't. Oh.
And if you think somebody will not walk away from their child when they don't have peace of mind, you have something else coming for you, because honestly, people will because it becomes a matter of survival.
Yeah, because if you can't take care of yourself, how can you take care of other people? You can't take care of a child.
If you feel like you're about to lose your mind.
Yes,
right?
Yes, absolutely. And this is why I tell people all the time. People say, "Oh, I'm staying in my marriage because of my children." If you're not happy and you're stuck in a marriage because of kids, you're not doing those kids any good. They're going to end up damaged. Just like
we're not saying people should just walk away from their children. We're just saying, before you judge, you need proper perspective. Sometimes people feel like they're about to lose their mind.
Oh yeah.
And if it ever comes down to that, emotional, you can't measure emotions by physical. You maybe see them physical together and they always hold each other.
All right.
And one person may be going through it. You just never know. So that's why you don't want to ever stay on the outside and be judging. From outside.
I mean, it's always easy to judge when you are not in that situation.
Yeah.
You always have to think of what can make that person decide that no, this is what I need to do. I
gotta walk away.
It has to be more than them just being selfish.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. So
yeah.
I commend people who can do that.
Thank you so much, Shirley QT, for calling in. Yeah, feel free to call in. The links are in the chat room. And you can use Instagram if you're over there too. So let's get into this. Let's get into this one first. This one right here. Sorry, babe, I'm blocking your face there.
That's fine.
I should be showing your face.
No, it's okay.
No,
I'm good.
No,
oh my God, you're doing too much. No.
All right. All right. So I'll read it and I'll take it away.
Yes. Can you see that? I can't even see it.
Yeah, I can see it.
Oh, okay.
So this is a comment, a YouTube comment.
Okay.
But it's a long one, so it's not really an email. But
it
says, I'm 8 months pregnant with our first baby, and my husband told me 2 days ago that he wants a divorce, period, after our baby is born in June. Doesn't want to even try marriage counseling or anything. He tells me his decision is made and I just need to start accepting that and start healing myself. Wait, she needs to start healing? Interesting. Okay. That's what he said. We've been married for 6 years on June 20th and together for 7. He told me he loves me and cares about me, but isn't in love with me anymore and wants to be alone. We got married at a younger age. I was 17 and he was 19.
Oh my God, so young.
Those are babies.
Oh my God, that extreme babies.
And then moved overseas because he was in the military. He is still the love of my life and will do anything for that. I would do anything for that man. I'll do anything for that man. But he's just checked out and doesn't want to even try at fixing things. I feel so lost. Feel so lost. All right, so let me see here. We're missing one here. Let me find the other one. We're missing one. I know where it is. There's a continuation here. And I found it. Good. So praying every day that God works his way into our marriage. and especially into my husband's life to fill whatever void it is he feels he needs filled. He says he just wants to be able to not have to answer to anyone, be able to go over and hang out with friends. The real issues are coming out.
Yeah.
All right. Just a child boy. That's all.
That's all.
All right. Go over to friends, hang out with friends whenever, stay out as late as he wants. Wants to be a father to our daughter and still wants me to succeed in life. That's manipulation. He really doesn't care. We're financially stable, renting a home together. Was supposed to buy a house August 2021. Oh, no. He just got his career going in January. We have 4 babies we absolutely love. 4 babies. That's animals, I guess. They have 4 babies. They have.
They have 4 babies. Yeah. Okay.
He has me and a baby girl on the way. Oh, they have a baby girl on the way. He has me and a baby girl on the way. I just hope by me at least trying these things and praying every day that he would want to stay and live a long life with me. I hope you heard that question. I hope, because I'm not probably going to go over it again. What do you think, babe? What should she do? All right. You know, people think only women go through it. I mean, only men go through this. That women a woman will say it's too. Vice versa. It happens to both ways. It happens
to women too.
Yeah, it happens both ways. What do you think?
Well, the guy wants to be free. He doesn't want to be responsible for anything. At least not for her. Yeah. Maybe for the daughter, but and as far as I'm concerned, she has to let him be, because you can't, like we say, you can't control another human being. You can't force yourself on another person. Someone doesn't want you, do yourself a favor. It's not easy, but you don't want to be a doormat for someone who doesn't care about you.
Yeah.
So for me, as sad as it is, because no one wants to just wake up one day pregnant and hear that their husband is leaving them.
There's so many situations like that going on right now. People are getting hit with announcements back and forth.
People are getting shocked.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, this is a comment here on the YouTube video. It says, anyone here in 2020 has been a pretty crappy year. My wife is set on a divorce after this pandemic is over, but I'm hoping it buys me time and that we can at least talk it out and try again.
I think the pandemic basically made things worse. Yeah. Because now people are understanding that they don't even have a relationship with their spouses. There are people out there.
A lot of people were brushing things under the rug.
That don't even talk to their spouse. So now you're stuck with this dude or lady for like a whole, what the hell? What's going on here?
You're quarantined.
You don't have the option of running to the gym, having your side friends. You go to work, you have your job husbands, your job wives. None of that exists. Or your concubines. So this pandemic is like a real eye-opener for spouses to start working on their relationship. Yeah. You don't have a relationship with your spouse, you're not going to survive in this pandemic. And we heard that this shit is coming back.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know about the coming back thing. I don't think it's ever going to go away, just like flu. But that doesn't really mean
vaccine better hurry up.
Once we get a control of it, as people, we will get control of it. But let's go back to this question. Well, today's theme was pain and pleasure, right? And the idea was not really sex. Sorry, okay. It was basically
sex doesn't fix anything.
The idea
just
was
for the moment.
The idea was people only respond to pain and pleasure.
Right.
All right. Just people, just living things, and even animals. Okay. They only respond to pain and pleasure. So if you have a situation and you're trying to get a control of that, you want to have that back of your mind first. You need to understand that people people run away from pain and they're attracted to anything that they perceive as pleasure.
Right.
Keep in mind that this is mostly perception. Okay, so in your eyes, you may think it's pleasure and it's painful for me. That's when people get surprised and they get defensive, and and you're like, I guess not, right? So that's something we should pay attention. So I'm going to use that in the theme all day long as we answer some of this question. But for this person, right? She's pregnant, so it must be extremely terrible because she's dealing with not regular hormones in her body, emotions. She probably is going through it. So that must be a terrible feeling to be in that space.
Well, you're not wanted.
And then the person that you are supposed to count on the most in the world right now says they don't want you. No, it doesn't matter how nice you try to say that. The bottom line story there is that they don't want you. At the very minimum, that's how you're going to receive it. So it must be terrible. So it's kind of hard to kind of advise her, other than she needs to do everything in her power to stay sane.
Yes, absolutely.
Don't worry about this dude.
She has to worry about herself.
Don't worry about him. You guys got married at 19 and 17.
That's true.
You were babies.
That's true. You don't know what you want at that time.
The only thing is that you didn't tell us if it's 20 years later or not. But even if it's 20 years later, that means you guys have kind of wallowed in this misery for all this time, and you've been stuck together. And right now, he's showing it. But I bet if you were in your right mind, meaning you're not pregnant, nothing wrong with pregnant women. I'm just saying there's emotions, there's heightened everything. Right. The body is not yours, and that 100% yours now, right? So you can't possibly be thinking straight. And there's no way you would know if you really, truly love this guy. However, rejection breeds obsession. If somebody tells you they don't want you, suddenly your brain tells you you want them.
You want them more.
And it's not necessarily true. It's not necessarily true. That's just the rejection. Naturally, you're drawn to rejection because you want to prove that I'm good enough. Yeah. What is wrong about me that you wouldn't want me? And that causes overreaction. That causes...
In fact, the person gets more disgusting because now you're begging, and begging doesn't help. Yeah, it really doesn't.
So I don't think you necessarily are edge over heel in love with him right now, but it may feel that way, and I understand why it may feel that way.
She wants to fight for her home, for what she has.
Exactly. And they have a little girl. She's pregnant. The worst thing she wants right now is for the family to break up.
And they have two foreign babies.
Right. But there's no way, let me help this person put things in perspective. There's no way you will be in love with a person that says they're not in love with you. That's basically the rejection that's playing tricks in your head. You may love them, that's your family, right? But if they suddenly wake up today and they say, my bad, I'm sorry, I want you back, would you really trust him? Let's be honest. Not really. You wouldn't. You would be like, why are you playing such stupid games? You build at least a little bit of resentment to such a stupid game, if it was in fact a game. Bossy, what's the English of that? Much less.
Okay. You see me looking at you like,
Much less. Right. Much less. This person actually means it. There's no way you could possibly be in love with this person. It's just because you're feeling rejection right now.
And sometimes, we do get attached when you're comfortable. This is how you live your life. You're just happy with where you are right now. And somebody just want to pull the plug. You don't want that to be pulled in that moment.
You will naturally fight.
You want to fight for it. What is it? We can fix it.
Can we talk about it, right?
Right. So I can understand it.
Now, as usual, I can't really have a say on the guy because he's not the one complaining. He's the one that wants an out. When people want to leave, right, it's because they don't feel safe in the situation. It's ultimately because they've made a decision to unilaterally end the relationship.
And at the same time, it doesn't have to have anything to do with the spouse.
Nope.
Sometimes, you're struggling within yourself.
You mean with her herself, right?
Yeah,
it could just be him.
Anything to do with her.
No, it's not even. It doesn't have to. I know for a fact that a man who will walk out on his marriage in the middle of pregnancy that's about to happen is not a man.
He's not himself.
At least not in his right mind.
Not in that moment.
He has issues.
Yeah. He
you
has
know,
issues, yeah.
and he may not be even understand what he's going through. He may not be able to put
Yeah.
that into words.
Yeah.
You know, and you need to understand that you don't have to have empathy for him because you're going through your own. You're carrying a whole baby, right? But I'm just saying, don't put that situation on the pedestal. Don't give him too much credit. Don't think he's just wanting to hurt you. I don't know why he would want to. Maybe he's just evil. Maybe that's how you feel. But why would you want, if you think he's evil, why would you want somebody who's evil back in your life? So you clearly don't think he's evil. It's at least some kind of weakness that he's personally going through. Even if he wants to reference it back at you, it's because you didn't do that. It's still his problem.
Right.
At the end of the day, because even if you're in your worst of worst, he's supposed to step up, show up like a man, and be responsible. Especially knowing that you're pregnant right now.
Yeah, I would definitely. I mean, most women will call it wickedness, but I would definitely call it weakness because, believe it or not, there's so many people that they're wrestling with a lot in their lives.
Yeah,
and you just don't know because you see them outside. You think, almost a tonsibe. No, there are a lot of people that are not self-sustainable. They don't even know who they are.
Yeah.
So when you don't know who you are you supposed to cater to somebody else?
Yeah, exactly. So I think for her, the only place where our energy should be going is not trying to fix a marriage. First of all, you shouldn't be. So let's take it back to GPS, right? But before I go to GPS, let me stay on the theme, which is pain and pleasure. Right now, he may have a perception of pleasure because he let it out and say, "I don't want this marriage." He may be going through stuff right now, but that's resulting as pain on your end.
Yes.
Okay, and that's what's making you wanting to fight for the marriage because you feel like you're about to miss out, but no, you're not. You don't. If it's yours, you're not going to miss out.
That's right.
If it belongs somewhere else, he will do everything in his power to help you. Eventually, hopefully, realize that he doesn't belong there. Right. Now, if you want to attract him back, like I said, this is not the moment. You gotta pregnancy. You're pregnant. That yourself should be number one.
Yeah.
How are you gonna get through this pregnancy? So we're talking high blood pressure, heightened high blood pressure. We're talking about a lot of medical situations that can result from you not being at peace.
Yeah.
And if you're with a man who doesn't really understand that, it's even worse. That's even the more reason why you should not be trying to fight for that relationship. Never mind marriage for now. You shouldn't be fighting for a relationship with that person. They should take care of their babies, their dogs, and go as he wishes because you come first. Because if you're not here, he can't.
Life goes on.
Life will go on.
Life will move on.
When
your children will live their best life.
Yeah.
And they'll just be like RIP to, maybe once a year they'll remember you. But you gotta people have to take good care of themselves.
Yeah.
We all have to take good care of ourselves because this thing is not don't forget what people think you should be. I always tell people because one of the biggest worries that I hear from people is, what will people now say? Who cares about what people will say? People have worse things happening to them. Because they're not telling you don't mean their life is perfect.
Yeah.
You need to focus on yourself and make sure you are at peace. You are good. So that everything that you touch at least will be blessed. Yep. That's how I say it.
That's why we have the GPS, God, purpose, and self. GPS, that's the 3 core pillars that we discussed in the book. You need to make sure that you're good first before you try to get into a relationship with anything.
Yes.
It's not just husband or wife.
Yes.
With anybody. If you can't be, at least from an emotional standpoint, if you're not 100%, you are either going to milk the other person or they will milk you, meaning you're not sufficient enough to even feed that relationship because every relationship needs to be nurtured. So if you're not 100%, how are you going to nurture that relationship, right?
Yeah.
It's probably impossible. So this was the question. She's 8 months pregnant and basically this guy just decided that it's the right time to walk out of the relationship or say, once the baby is done, I have to file a divorce.
Can you imagine? Like once the baby is done. How about you get to moving right now? Don't even wait till the baby is done. Yeah. She has to basically just focus on, unfortunately, and I say unfortunately because when things don't go the way you want, that's quite unfortunate.
Right.
She has to just focus on herself and her baby.
Right, so that you can fix what
and
you want.
And she will think that she can't survive without this guy. Let me tell you something about ourselves. we don't know how strong we are until we are in challenging moments.
Yeah.
And you'll be surprised how, God will just come through for you, how much you yourself can save
until
yourself.
you are in a crisis. That's when you know how strong you are. Until you are in a crisis, that's when you know where you are. Okay, so you got to make sure that you are strong enough. All right.
Yes.
What's going on? Shefumi, how are you, Shefumi?
Hi, Shefumi.
All right, so let's get back to the next question here. So that we took care of that question, right? She needs to just, I mean, the pregnancy should be number one right now.
Yeah. Peace of mind is, I know, I have to share with you guys, this past few weeks, all this domestic issue, all this, I just got overwhelmed with it. Like, I was so into it. I was so pissed off. Why is somebody killing somebody because they had a child that is not theirs and blah, blah, blah. I just got so wrapped up in it. That issue became my own issue. Yeah. That to the fact that my brain was overworked, was so stressed out, it was overworking by itself.
You couldn't sleep.
I couldn't sleep. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, why can't I sleep? Yeah. I'm so fucking stressed off of something that is not even my issue. Mm-hmm. So even me.
So imagine the person that's in it.
Imagine the person that is in it. Mm-hmm. But I happen to be one of those people they call empaths. When people are going through shit, if I go passionately for other people. And then that issue now become my own. But now I have to learn that no, my own peace of mind too is paramount. Yep. So I can keep embodying other people's issue. Yeah. Let them figure out their shit. Let me take care of myself. Yeah. Let
me tell you how strong I feel about that. Even with respect to your children, you gotta take care of yourself.
You have to take care of yourself.
Because I know the mothers always put themselves first.
Oh yeah.
Put their children first.
Oh my God.
They're not helping the children that way.
Oh my God.
That's effectively that's effectively hurting the children. Okay, when you put the children first before yourself, you're effectively hurting the children. You're not helping matters, right? Let's just keep that in mind.
Because for the most part, you want your kids to be independent too at some point. Mm-hmm. One of the things that I love about my baby right now.
You also don't want to teach them that they should be putting other people first. You don't want to be teaching them that.
Once she has eaten and she's done, and she goes on her own and play. I free her. Do your own thing. Let me do my own thing because I need that me time.
But that's what
and a lot of mothers don't know how to balance it. And if you can balance that thing. Your mental space. Oh my God, you can't sleep, you can't drink coffee, and you're breastfeeding, you're gonna go nuts. Yeah. So you gotta take care of yourself. You gotta take care of yourself. I can't but preach that a lot because our culture does not promote that. They act like childbearing is just something Shebi, you're just pregnant. Shebi is just to have babies. What's the big deal? My mother had babies. Excuse me, a lot of men have to have empathy for women. Women go through a lot. We have our hormones. Sometimes you could wake up mad and you're like, wow, my mad. What is going on here? But I'm just saying, women, you need to take care of yourself. Women, you need to put yourself first. I feel like men automatically do that. It's natural to them. But women, we feel like superheroes. We want to do it all. Don't do that. You got to change the narratives.
Everyone should put themselves first. Yes. Because that's how you can feed your relationships.
Yes.
You will milk your relationship in a toxic way if you don't take care of yourself first.
That's so.
Let's go on to the next one here.
All right.
When a person says, I don't want to live with you and I have no attachment left, I don't want to live with anyone, how do you deal with it, even if the other person is accepting the mistake?
What mistake? I'm confused.
It's weird. It's weird. But the bottom line here is this.
Oh my God.
No, Siri. Here's one thing that we should be clear about wherever this message is going, right? Is that if a person says they want peace, meaning they just told you they don't want it.
You are not giving them peace.
When somebody unilaterally decides the direction of your marriage to not be together, the only gear you should switch to is self-respect. Okay, self-worthiness.
Yes.
Okay, so think about it. If you have self-worth that's healthy, would you want to push yourself on? I don't care how many kids you had. I don't care what kind of home you're trying to protect. I'm telling you right now, this is the best chance to protect the home. What I'm about to tell you right now is the best way to actually protect the home. self-respect, self-worthiness.
Yes, sir.
It's not about the words you say. It's not about what you say now. It's not about begging that person. You're only making things worse. If a person says they don't want to be with you,
Yeah.
with a healthy self-worth and self-respect, there's only one thing to say. I understand. Let me know if you change your mind. That's all you ever want to say. Listen.
If you feel like being nice, you could say that.
Well,
or you could tell them to kick rocks.
Well, if you're a man, you should always be nice. If you're a woman, you could do what you want to do. Okay.
Hey, I'm trying to be human.
But
over here.
when all
you come to my face and tell me I don't want you anymore, you can kick freaking rocks. Because I don't understand where that's coming from. You can't have a conversation. We can't talk about it. You just don't want me anymore. All
right. Let's bring it back to the center, right? When all else fails, the man must always remain a leader.
Yes, I agree.
Okay. When all else fails. So I'm not like, I can't force a woman to be a leader, but it's a beautiful thing if you learn the skills. Okay. However, what I'm saying is that you should not be begging them, forcing them to stay with you, because that never works. Okay. Because what happens is that you're confirming to them that you are in fact
you can be
less worthy.
Yeah.
You are in fact of less value, that they in fact made the right decision. And there's only one thing to do. When you chase people, they run away. That's what happens.
And if they don't run, they abuse you. That's just what it is.
Exactly.
They abuse you and treat you like crap.
Yeah. So then you may now say, but I want him. Well, here's the problem with that. You're missing the P part of the GPS. You're missing personal purpose.
Yeah.
You have too much time in your hands
to worry about this.
To worry about a person who just said they don't want you, you know? Yeah, and I said it. I don't care if your kids are 16, 17, 18, and they're about to go to college and you don't want to destroy the home. I'm telling you right now that you don't want the home where a person doesn't want you. Because let's focus on words. If they say, okay, I accept, and they haven't really changed, they still feel like they should be running away from that relationship. The problem with that is that what matters the most, which is the mind, emotions, right? What matters the most, you're missing that part. So what's going to happen is that they're going to continue to maltreat you.
Yeah.
They're going to continue to disrespect you. Why? Because you don't respect yourself. Whatever you give to yourself is what other people will give to you. So if you find yourself in that position where somebody said they don't want to live with you, it should be, how dare you? At the back of your mind.
That's why I said kick rocks.
That's why she said kick rocks. At the back of your mind, it should be, you don't want to be with me. All right, now I understand, because usually you've seen things happen. You can't claim that you don't know that your relationship, for the most part, you already know it's in a bad place. You know it's in a bad place, so it's usually not a surprise, right? So if I was a man, I'd be like, I understand things haven't been good. I understand. Let me know if you change your mind.
Good.
But you should never say, please stay with me. What you're doing is you're confirming to them that you're not worth it, because they just told you you're not worth it. They don't want to be with you. And now you're saying you're not worth it. Okay. Yeah. Now, the other flip side is that maybe they're going through something, right? And they really need peace of mind. And that's their way of expressing that. It's still bad. It's a weakness, but some people are that weak. Then the only thing you really should be doing in that moment is giving into that relationship. If there's anyone, it's still a relationship, even if they just pulled out, especially if you have kids, right? So it's still some kind of relationship. Right. So what you should do is give them what they want. What is that?
Freedom.
Space, freedom.
Bye-bye.
Right? You want space, you want freedom? Give it to them. That's what you do in relationship. You go into relationships to give, right? And you don't want to be giving what they don't want.
Why are you saying like that? It's not that easy. We know it's not easy.
So how do you fix not easy? I just said it. How do you fix it's not easy? Right? When we're talking about relationship or anything that's worthwhile or anything worth having, easy and hard and difficult are not relevant words. Because if you want it bad enough, we don't worry about easy. What is it that you've ever wanted bad enough that you worry about easy and hard and difficult? Nothing. You're usually willing to do whatever it takes to get what you want, right? Sure. So fighting for that marriage, it's not going to be easy. You're absolutely right, but it's not really relevant. If you want it bad enough, you're going to listen to what I'm saying. The first step here is self-respect, self-worthiness. And if you don't have that, begging that person to stay with you will only make things worse.
Yes.
Because they can't value you. Because you're over here, you're begging. I don't care if you're a man or woman. You're over here, you're begging.
Yeah.
You're begging somebody who doesn't want you to stay with you. It's only going to get worse.
The worst one is when the guy is actually crying. Like, so like crying is not going to help you.
Yeah.
Now you look like a wimp. And
So,
women don't want wimps.
I know. So now let's talk about the flip side of that. Another flip side, right? But where's the place of I'm sorry when you know you've offended that person? Maybe that's where this is coming from. How to deal with it, even though the other person accepting the mistake. Oh, okay, so she did something, and the person is checking out, and then you accept your mistake. The best apology is
change behavior.
Change behavior.
Okay? Let time show that.
Now, when you want to do change behavior, you can't do it without having patience in that equation.
Yes.
Because this person's a human being.
Yes.
And just because you change, they should just change. For the most part, it's
time.
not going to work like that. So when you change your behavior, if you truly feel like that behavior was wrong, then you will change that behavior and you can sustain it. If you change that behavior temporarily, that means you can sustain it anyway.
Yeah.
Right? Because your natural habits will come back.
Yeah.
But if you truly changed, right, then sorry, baby, I was stepping your foot.
No, it's okay.
Okay. I just thought it was
soothing.
Something like
it was soothing.
Right. The change behavior is the best. So apology is only good when the other person is asking for it. Okay. Yeah. And it's not good once you have to redo it again. If you have to apologize second time, third time, the more you apologize, the less value it has.
Yes.
So apologizing should not be something that try not to think of it first. I know naturally we want to do that. I'm sorry. Let's just
quick fix.
Like a quick fix, right?
Yeah.
But just understand that it doesn't fix anything unless that person says he never apologizes to me.
Then that's different.
Then it's valuable to that person.
They want you to apologize.
Then you can say, I didn't realize that. You know what? I apologize. But that person has been wanting it. So they're not going to say, I don't want an apology. But if you say, every time you do something wrong, like accepting my mistake, right? You just run to say, I'm sorry.
But I've said sorry now. Why?
I've said sorry. You should get over it now.
What? No. It don't happen like that. You don't switch it on and off. It doesn't work that way.
This is what I call the gross disrespect for psychology and emotional attributes of relationships.
Right.
It's gross disrespect for that part of a relationship, because people will tell you, yeah, Lola, you should accept apology. All of us should forgive. Dude, let me tell you something about forgiveness. I learned about forgiveness. Forgiveness is easy for me because I'm a little bit analytical with these things. But if you're analytical enough, you understand that forgiveness is, you're talking emotions. Okay, what if they tell you you're forgiven and they didn't forgive you?
Oh, those are the common ones.
Yeah,
they say they forgive you, but the behavior won't change.
I still hold resentment inside.
Yeah.
Right. What if they? So it's not about
and then
that.
they would say, "Oh, I'm forgiven. I just can't forget." What? That's like ripping a bandage off of a fresh wound every time.
Yeah.
Once you
I always put respect, bro. Take care, hello. I just
happy birthday, but
Happy birthday. I didn't know.
Celebrated his, I gave him a comment on this picture on July 1st.
Oh, really?
Same with my sister.
Nice.
Happy birthday. I hope you
Happy birthday,
Madam cook well and all the beautiful gifts. Send our own.
I'm gonna put forgiveness in the same box now as trust, submission, respect. It's only earned. You have to earn it. Okay, and you cannot measure it by a distance of time since when you started say I'm sorry.
Right.
You can't measure it that way. There are forces. It's like that forces that the Bible told you, the principles of darkness and forces you fight against that's not visible. It's all those things. There's a lot that's going on with the person that has chosen not to forgive you yet.
Yeah.
And one thing you need with that is patience, and patience is extremely hard. Patience is peak.
Oh, it is very hard.
Without purpose.
You better preach it.
Without personal purpose, patience is hard. Okay, it's difficult because you're telling somebody's asking you to stay in the limbo and just wait, and you never know when they're going to. But if you're busy with your own personal purpose in life, you're calling, right? You don't sit down there and keep waiting for a person to forgive you. You just say, "I'm here for you. Let me know when you change your mind. and you go about living your life. And some people say, so what do you do in that period of time? She didn't forgive you. How do I have sex? I'm like, dude, you're a grown man. Do what you got to do. I'm not advising you what to do with that. What I'm saying is that if a person emotionally
that's checked out
on you, the best thing you can give them is what they're asking for: space. I want space. I don't
think they would care about what you're up to in that moment. When someone wants space, desperate enough, that means they feel like they're indifferent in that moment. So basically, they don't care what you do with your life.
Right. And you should still make decisions like a grown man, because if you go make decisions that would destroy you, it will still destroy you. Yeah. So if you want to go around and just be stupid, that's all on you. Because my wife is not sleeping with me now, I'm gonna fuck everybody around the hood. That's all on you. And now, something bad happens to you. All I ask anybody to do is be responsible, be a responsible adult. That's all you have to be. Just be a responsible adult. And if a responsible adult has self-worth, have self-respect. So first of all, a person that checks out on you, you simply tell them like, I'm sorry, but let me know if you change your mind. Like I said, that I'm sorry I just said is even knee-jerk reaction. The worst thing I want to do is think I want to use I'm sorry to manipulate her to say, okay, I've accepted.
Yeah. Right? Why would you even want that? For someone to just tell you they don't want you anymore. All of a sudden, you not say sorry, they want you back. You should be suspecting them, like, what's going on with this person? Should I trust this person with my heart or something?
Yeah. So let's keep things in perspective. Let's go to the next question. Before that, thanks a bunch. My birthday was the 29th. It was a fun day. Being celebrating today too, as my son's birthday is today. Congratulations to your son.
And
I'm guessing it's the one that used to come on our show to show his face. All right. So here's another one. How do you help your spouse see? Hey, by the way, what do you think? Should we do this to Instagram people or not do that? Should we come back? About to be ending.
I don't know. You'd be the judge.
It's about to tell them like go meet us on YouTube and
you should come back. We
should come back. Should we come back Instagram? There's only one person watching us here. They could just click on the link and come to lolaandola.com/live. It takes you right into Facebook, so you can come hang out with us on Facebook. So let me just let you know, if we don't come back, just go to lolaandola.com/live. It will bring you to
right into
Facebook and YouTube. It's just a lot of headache clicking back and forth. All right, so and then you can see our screen and see the questions and stuff too. How do you help your spouse see how truly negative he is? I mentioned that his negativity was hurting our marriage, and he said he is the most positive person he knows.
I guess it's how you are communicating it, because you can't just tell someone you're so negative and you expect them to accept.
So if you tell me I'm negative, I'm supposed to feel like let me fix it to positive.
Yeah,
like who's going to admit that they're negative?
It's the communication part that sucks,
right? Who would accept that they're negative? Most people won't. Yeah, I don't care how much, even me. Like if you give me energy that makes me feel less,
right? You defend yourself.
I will defend, Absolutely. Because I don't want to be less.
Yes.
I don't want to be negative. I don't want to be the worst case scenario you can think of in your head. That's what negative is.
Instead of that, you could actually ask, "What is going on? Are
what
you okay?"
What you think of me is negative.
I guess.
Wait. Regardless of how negative I am, in reality, I'm supposed to feel good about that? I don't understand.
It's their approach.
I'm trying to understand. See, I always try to understand all the different angles there. What is she thinking when she thought she could tell somebody that you're negative?
She's just being blunt.
Oh, she speaks blunt.
Yes.
Oh, okay. It's one of those people that speak blunt.
That's why. Oh, you're just negative. What do you mean?
Yeah, I was listening to Angela Yee today. Speaking of somebody that speaks blunt, Angela Yee on the radio, Breakfast Club, and she go, but isn't that the truth that you should want to say anytime, anyway, regardless of that? Oh man, this girl's gonna learn one day. She's gonna learn one day. Listen, when you say truth, let's define truth. Okay, let's even sit down there, blunt. Speakers, let's define truth. Since you want to speak truth, is it the same truth across board from people to people? Your truth,
that's your truth.
Your truth
is different from mine.
Tends to be different from mine.
Okay.
What I'm seeing right now is not what you see.
Right.
I see a full-blown studio with nasty background. You see a white background. Well, that's the obvious. But I'm talking emotionally speaking. What your wife sees is not what your husband sees. And if you're not listening actively, you're going to have a hard time in relationships in general. You will, So going to go speak, how negative he is somebody, thank you for picking that up. It's somebody who thinks they speak blunt. Because people that speak blunt have a holier than thou type of attitude.
Yep.
And because when you say, I just speak the truth, it's saying you're the only one that knows what the truth
Jesus,
is.
Abby.
Okay. So if you listen to politicians, right, successful people that have led this world, either negative or bad, the last thing they think about is what's right and wrong, because they understand those things shift depending on who you're dealing with, depending on the culture you're dealing with, depending on the religion you're dealing, depending on your moral compass. Everyone is different, right? So if somebody is acting in a way that you don't agree with, but that doesn't make you feel good, you are still responsible to deliver your expression.
Soft landings, guys.
In a way that will be received.
Okay, soft landings.
In a way that it will be received.
I cannot but preach that enough. Soft landing, even with your spouse. It don't matter if we've been here for 30 years. She might be sensitive. Soft landings.
In a way that it will be received to get what you want, because you want something. Exactly. You want positive? All right, telling that person they're negative is not going to get you positive.
Okay. Now they'll be more negative.
That's straightforward.
It just emphasized the word negative. Now it's World War II, World War III, because you just brought that out.
Yeah.
I agree.
And I know sometimes there's frustration there, and you really just want to say what you want to say. I get that, because you're also human. So you shouldn't be the one to be the leader or go the high road. When they go low, we go high. Michelle Obama, right? I get that you don't want to be the one doing that all the time. That's why God, purpose, self. That's why you must get your priorities straight in life. Some battles you don't want to be fighting.
It's not worth it.
It's just not worth it. What you really want at the end of the day is that this guy start being positive. So that's what we should be discussing. How can this person tell this person that they're negative in a way that is not negative? Because once you say negative, the mind focuses on negative, right? 18 seconds, 17 seconds, 60 seconds. Meet us on lolaandola.com/live. That's where we're hanging out on Facebook and YouTube. Lola and Ola /live. Okay. Instagram is about to be done in 5 seconds. Thank you.
4, 2.
All right. So
bye, guys.
So now I have to
don't
share.
You like to save it? I thought that was the reason why you would.
No, they will watch the 1 hour and they will hear it too to go meet us there.
Okay. Go to YouTube. Okay. It makes sense, baby.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I know it exactly. All right. So how do you? Yeah. So how do we help this person to deliver their message, which is that the husband is negative, in a way that's not negative? Because when you go tell somebody that they're being negative, that's you being negative.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like if you know your spouse's love language, maybe you want to approach them.
So you should learn love languages.
You should we should all definitely learn love languages. They're very, very important, because one thing I found out is we as human beings, we give our own love language. We give it to our spouse.
Right.
And that's not their love language. And then we wonder why things are not working out for us.
Because naturally, that's the language you speak.
That's the language I speak. But if I know your love language, I can serve you better through your own love language.
Right.
So if my husband, for example, you start acting negatively, like I'm feeling like, oh shit, he on some bullshit. I can't take this. What is going on? I'm gonna want to find out what's going on with you.
Right.
Babe, is there something I can do for you today? How you feeling?
Leave me alone.
Kilo share. I would do things that I know you love. Annoying? I would just serve you.
Like, why are you being annoying?
And if you say I'm being annoying, my alone more space me. I'll go and sit down in my own little corner and mind my business.
Right.
Be busy and be about my business, because I know that's for a short time. You will come out of it. Hopefully, it's not depression, because people who are depressed, That's a different ball game.
Yeah.
They could be in it for months, for years. That's different. And when it comes to that, you just have to have that conversation.
Right.
You need to get some help.
Yeah.
How can I help you?
Yeah.
That's the way I would go about it.
So let me go the direction of let me go the direction of the sweet pain and pleasure.
Right.
Right. If a person is being negative and you want to express to them that you feel because it's really your feeling at the end of the day. You could just be you that's getting
rubbing you off.
That's just getting rubbed off.
And that's true.
Mm-hmm. So, but at least your feeling is valid, right? You feel like your spouse is being negative and you want to express to them that you want positive, right? So that's essentially what it is. When the mind says, I don't want, whatever it is you don't want, that's what the mind focuses on. Not they don't. I don't want to eat cookies. Now my mind is on cookies. All right. So you don't want to say, I don't like you being negative. His mind
is going on negative.
Was zoning on negative.
Yeah.
And now
because it's not a compliment.
Yeah, he was feeling like exactly not a compliment, right?
Compliment.
Like I don't feel like I feel good now, right? So now he will feel attacked and then he will defend.
He will defend himself. And
then you have a serious case in your hand of arguments, craziness, and stuff like that.
And more negativity.
So, but the reason why they're acting in a way that you feel is negative is because it's pleasurable to do that. And it may be pleasurable on the surface. Like it could just be like some people are just stank. They have stank attitude.
Jesus.
And that's what makes them
some people are really just stank.
Right. So
stank from morning till night.
If you're married to a person like that, right?
But how could you not know that you're married to a stank person? That's
if you are, that's what I'm saying.
Do people change?
No, people don't change.
I feel like you will see an element of that before you marry the person.
But don't change the topic.
I'm just saying. You just don't get stank overnight.
Yes, you know if you're married to a stank person, you know
should
that,
know.
Right? But there's also something about them that you love,
right?
That you fell in love with. And that's where the focus should be, right? So you want to put the focus on the positive about them.
Yeah.
Okay. I know it sounds kumbaya. I'll bring it down.
I love kumbaya. I don't know why people don't like kumbaya. I like peace.
Right. So you want to be sure that you first of all identify what you fell in love with about that person, because we're talking about people that you at least married or you're in relationship with. So there's something about them that made you. Now, if it was an arranged situation, I don't know what to tell you, but I'm talking to people that it wasn't. I'm talking to people that it wasn't an arranged situation, that you chose this person because you made a decision at one point. Right. And even if it's somebody convinced you, but there was something that opened your eyes.
Let's say,
you
know what?
Okay, I'll go for it.
Feeling this.
Yeah. So that's where you may want to express what made you fall in love with them to that person. It could be a nice conversation reminder. Do you know what I fell in love with you when I first met you? I just love the confidence. If I say that to her, no matter what we're doing, even if we're acting right now, she still smiles.
I will smile.
Okay. So that's one method that you can use 100% of the time. Okay. Because when you say somebody is being negative, that's because they're acting somehow in the moment. It's not something like they're doing all the time. Every time they do that, do you know what I fell in love with you like you? And then you remind them of that again. That would change that negative thing without talking about the negative.
But I feel like what most people do in that moment is they get frustrated and they get pissed off. And
who gets frustrated? The person
that is complaining that the other person is negative.
Yes, right.
They catch the fire, and now we have a big old fire that we gotta kill.
That's why you cannot answer negative with negative. You know, there will be sparks, right? So if what you want is in fact positive,
you got to lead.
Now you have to lead with gratitude. Gratitude, right? So gratitude is what makes you dig back into the past and find what you like about the past.
What's good about that person.
And then you bring that to the surface and okay. How do you say that in English?
If a child is grateful for whatever he got yesterday,
from an elderly person, he will get
more of it.
You'll get more. There you go. So it's the same thing. And if what you want to do is remind him how negative he is, you'll get more. Right. Especially if you are the man reminding a woman that she's negative.
Oh my God.
She will multiply it for you.
Of course.
Because you're putting focus on negative.
Yes.
You know. So just realize first of all that the person is being negative because they didn't realize that they're hurting you.
Yes. Yes.
They are wallowing in that misery that's causing you to feel like they're being negative.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people, like, most of a lot of people lack empathy.
Mm-hmm.
When you see someone even doing something like that, like they're negative, I feel like for me, I empathize with that person because they must be suffering. I don't know why they're suffering.
Yeah.
Instead of lashing out and saying,
because
oh,
happiness
just
or sadness
negative.
come from inside at the end of the day.
Yes.
It's something about
and
them that's making them
they
do that.
don't know that they are doing it, and it's kind of a weakness.
It's a weakness.
You have to help them out.
Yeah.
If you really care. You
If
have to,
this is a person you're with, then you should step
Yeah.
up and help them out.
Yeah.
And the way
Oh,
you
but
help
that's
them,
not my business. Oh, but this is what you chose to be with.
Well,
it is your business.
You wouldn't type stuff like this if it's not your business.
Right.
So it becomes your business if you feel like you should complain to your friends, complain to your family, complain to your sister, your brother, except him.
That's not.
If you
it's not gonna
are
work.
complaining, then it's your business. But I'm telling you how you're going to get what you want, which is more positive. More positive, you can influence it.
Yes.
By simply reminding them what was that. Now, if that doesn't work and you do that all the time and the person is extremely toxic, because they
That's
do
why
exist.
I said sometimes people are depressed. They don't know they are depressed.
Some people are toxic. They are. Some people are like attitudinal issues.
And it's because some people have toxic baggages they've been bringing from their childhood, from lifetime. They've not figured it out.
Yeah.
So
it's not about you.
It's not about you.
Yeah.
Don't make it about yourself.
But somehow they are narcissistic.
Right.
And they are only thinking about themselves in that moment.
In that moment, yes.
And then being negative. That's because you are present. Something about you is still present that you're not going anywhere anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So if you remove whatever is making them feel like you're present and you're not going anywhere, whatever that pleasure is, remove it. Especially if you're not enjoying it. Like if you're in their presence and you have to sit down, then remove yourself.
Yeah.
Find other ways, because remember, you should be self-sustainable.
Yeah.
You should have your personal purpose, right? Especially if you're going through this. And you should have unconditional love, meaning you should still love the person regardless, because you're not just going to run away from the problem. But the way you're going to help the problem is walk away. Walk away, remove yourself from the picture.
That situation.
So, and if they will notice the pattern after a while.
Oh, they would.
That every time they are being negative,
you're not here for
yourself.
it. Yeah, I'm not here for it.
Right.
I'm doing my own business, so
right.
I have to give you attention before you're negative to me.
They will notice. You have to do some homework and find out what that pleasure is. That's making them feel like it's still pleasure. I can be negative. You're going to be there anyway.
You're not going anywhere.
You have to remove that. That will turn to pain, and they will react. And the way they react, without you being in their face and telling them they're negative, the way they react is usually the opposite of negative, positive. They will flip it. They're like, what happened? You walked away from the living room. What happened? Nothing. You know, I just felt like I needed my own, because you still are. Now, this is not the time to be blunt, right? You have to always be. You have to listen. The reason why I stress this is because naturally we tend to just express ourselves, and then it hurts.
It does. You say the things that you don't even mean for the most part.
Yeah, what you want is not more hurt. That's not what you want, and that's why I say, just because you think it's truth doesn't mean it's that person's truth. So you shouldn't be just blah blah because you're speaking truth. You should watch. You should watch, especially if you're a man. You should watch how you talk.
Yeah, absolutely. What?
And because it's not what you say; it's about how you say it.
Absolutely.
You know. So when you come and type this kind of sentence, I kind of like picture the kind of person, the personality of this person. I just told him it's negative.
Right now, this is a blunt speaker.
I just told him it's negative. That's all I did.
Siri, leave me alone. Okay.
So you got to use reverse psychology. You got to understand that people are psychological beings. You got to understand that we're social beings. You got to understand that we only respond to pain and pleasure.
We do.
If your words hurt, we will feel attacked and we will defend. And basically, we're in a fight. We're in an argument. And arguments are 100% destructive. And I say that because I know you will still argue. But at least when you know that, you reduce it.
You reduce the argument.
You tone it down. You relax.
Absolutely.
You say, okay, I know that arguments are 100% destructive. Even if it feels like I'm enjoying it in the moment, it will end up destroying this relationship. Then you will slow down on the argument. You do your own part in that, because arguments only happen when two people engage. Right?
Yes, no.
When two
one
people
person
engage,
can't argue with themselves.
One person can argue.
Person.
So you can say you always argue. That's because you argue too.
You're engaged. Oh, it's so argumentative. And what were you doing while she
I was
was
just
arguing?
listening. It was just biting
That
and
don't make
barking
no
like a dog,
No,
like
you're
a crazy
engaged.
person.
You're engaged. That's
So, oh yes, yeah. Let's go to the next one here. I can bet that my life partner has no videos adjacent to this one. So one of the videos online,
okay.
and the multiple others in my library. LOL. She gets angry when I call her negative Nancy.
Oh, that's evil.
I have stopped that, of course, about a year into our relationship to avoid altercation. That's not the only reason why you should stop. You know, that's not the only reason why you should stop calling. Why would you call your wife negative
you
Nancy?
call your wife negative
Why did that hurt
Nancy?
more? When I was talking about somebody calling man negative, you didn't react as much.
Oh my God, that is so extreme. And coming from a man, it's just shocking. You call your wife negative Nancy and you expect her to be positive?
And he says, I'm
You're
at the
crazy.
point where I avoid everything now to reduce her negativity. Is that the solution?
He avoids everything. I'm sorry, this person seemed like an abusive person. That's someone that just call you names and they make fun of you. They're not sensitive.
Yeah.
Oh, so now he's avoiding everything so that she's not being negative.
Thank you, Baba Tike, for joining us here.
Hey,
I recognize.
Uncle Tike.
Yeah, you're right, sir. The topic looks simple, but it's very complex. You're absolutely 100% right. These are the most common issues in relationships, and it's not my wife cheated, my husband cheated, somebody stabbed the husband. That's not the most common. That's the one that made the news. The most common is the silent killers in relationship, like simple stuff that people miss, you know. But yeah, so what would you say, babe? What's your answer to that?
So the guy calling his wife negative Nancy,
yeah,
he needs to go and find something to do. He has a lot of time on his hands. Calling his wife negative Nancy is not nice.
That's horrible.
That's not helping.
And then he goes, I stopped it because I don't want altercation.
What do you mean? So you're just a disrespectful person?
Let me dissect this all the way.
I don't understand.
Let me dissect this all the way. Okay, so listen, it's always one person that picks up self-development materials, like watching this kind of videos, right? Reading books, like Get My Marriage Back, right? Reading 5 love languages. Always one person that picks it up first, and usually what happens is that the person who picks it up suddenly feels holy, and like they know it all, right? All right, and then they feel like they should shove it down your throat.
And that's when you don't want it.
Like I'm learning all this stuff. You should read this book too, dude. You missed the self-development part. You should focus on self. That's it. That's all you need to do. And where are you going to find the surprise? If you're still learning the stuff you're supposed to use in your behavior, and the person's supposed to wonder, what changed in you? If you're going to just every time
shove
you read
it down their face,
say, you too, you should read this.
Yeah. Then you've not been involved in self-development.
You didn't really read the book.
You didn't really get the point.
You read one chapter, you're excited.
Yes.
You're watching these videos, you're overly excited.
Yeah.
You're forgetting the attraction part. You have to attract this person. You have to showcase something attractive, some confidence, knowing that it takes one. Eventually, it's to take 2, of course. But in the beginning, it only takes 1 to start the dance. And then you lead the dance, right? And it could be woman, it could be husband, by the way. It could be man or woman. But the point I'm making there is that if you're going through self-development stuff and you know that your significant other is kind of shut down right now, you should learn it. You should soak it in, immerse yourself in it, and then practice it.
Yes.
And use that to attract them back.
Yeah.
It's better if they see the changed behavior than you,
when you're talking
in some kind of indirect way now, showing it to them like, look, I'm changing. You should read this book too. It worked against you. It works, and then you're gonna feel frustrated, and then you're back to square one again.
Yeah.
So, negative Nancy does not want to watch your videos. That's not what she wants.
Horrible. I can't even imagine.
That's one side of it. Now she gets angry when I call her negative Nancy. What's the surprise? Why are you surprised?
You expect that to flash you at 32? I don't get it.
Why are you surprised that you call somebody negative, especially a woman, negative Nancy? And then, Why are you that surprised? I don't understand. I'm confused. But anyway, I have stopped that, of course, about a year into our relationship to avoid altercation. So it's a new relationship, but
you're already having all this drama.
But it doesn't matter. There are people that do this after 60 years of marriage. Not 60 years, because they won't last that long, but maybe 30 years, So no, the other reason why you should not say that is because you're not giving into that relationship when you say that to a person. When you call a person negative, you're not giving. Okay, what you're in fact trying to do is take by force, right? And that's not going to work for you because that's just another human who is going to feel attacked.
That's an abusive
and
behavior.
Defend themselves.
You can't call someone names like that. That's wrong.
And last but not least, that's abusive.
It is.
That's verbal abuse.
It is.
All right.
But for negative, the funny thing, the fact that the negative now rhymes with the nasty, it's like
no, it's the same.
It's
it's the same. Negative Nancy.
So the lady's name is not Nancy.
It's Ebuna. Yeah.
Her name is really not Nancy.
No.
It is. Man, I've never heard of that before.
Oh, come on, man.
Oh my God. Oh, wow.
Oh Lord. I'm at the point where I avoid everything now to reduce her negativity.
What does it mean by he avoids everything? So everything that they do is negative or what?
Good question, babe.
I'm like,
so this is what some people do. They get in a relationship and it's bad. Things are bad. And then they say, I just want peace. I'm going to avoid. But the problem is that you don't have peace. Because you're not working on the relationship.
Yeah.
You still don't have peace.
No, you don't.
So that's what he's saying. I avoid everything. If your woman is complaining about something or they're being negative, that means they're complaining, they're nagging, right? She's clearly trying to express something.
But you're not
maybe
listening.
the wrong way, but this is not about right and wrong. That's always right. But that's her way of responding to whatever is going on, right? And yeah, you're right. It could be personal too. It could just be her being negative, whatever it is, right? And you now feel like what she wants is I should just stay out of her way. That's not what she wants. That's not what she wants.
She's trying to get your attention. Now you're not even giving her attention at all.
So removing yourself from the situation does not solve the problem. It's kind of like running away from a marriage because you guys don't see eye to eye. You're just taking 50% of the problem somewhere else.
Solutions.
Yes.
You're avoiding.
Yes. Unless your peace of mind is lacking, you don't have freedom, you feel like you're about to lose your mind. Because if you lose yourself, then there's no relationship.
What's the point?
There's no point, right? But if it's just which is not just, but if we're having hours, right? We can see eye to eye. The first thing you should do is understand that you're also part of the dynamic, dynamics, and you should at least try to bring some positivity into that situation. Bring your part into the situation where you can help the situation, because that's what you can control. You cannot control the other person, but actually you can control other people by how you show up.
That's true.
Because they respond. They respond to pain. They respond to pleasure. So if she's complaining right now and she's everywhere and then she's in a weird way enjoying that pain because enjoying that pleasure, because it's pleasurable to complain when you don't feel like things are being taken care of. When you feel, that's why it feels pleasurable, right? But she's also complaining. So whatever is causing that dynamic, you need to really sit down, because by the time you sit down, relax, and just think it through, that means you're not spending time defending and getting into arguments.
Yes.
That alone is 50% of the battle won.
Right. Because some men, they'll say, oh, she nags a lot. Oh, she complains a lot. But it's a real issue.
If you call it nagging, that means you're not listening.
Oh, exactly. If you say someone is nagging, then you're not even giving them what they want. They want you to listen to something. You're not giving them that time. So people want to avoid the issue, but then just call it nagging.
Yeah. So if you are referencing your wife or your husband talking as nagging, it's because you've gotten into a space that you're not listening. I'm not saying you're wrong or right.
And you're trying to avoid this situation.
I'm just saying it feels painful to you.
Yeah.
And I understand why you may feel like you should run, but when you know something is worthwhile, you put some work in.
Yes, sir.
You put some work in. So avoid everything. So avoiding everything or avoiding conversation with her or dismissing her when she's about to say something, being dismissive about something that's about to be argument is not how to avoid argument. It's about listening. How to avoid arguments, listen to what she's trying to say. And you may say, but that's still argument. No, it's not, because you're not engaging in that negative manner. You're listening.
Yes.
So that's two different things. So if you are if what you think you're solving problem by avoiding quote unquote negativity, meaning something you perceive as negative, because what you perceive as negative doesn't mean it's negative.
That's true.
That's just your perception,
Mm-hmm.
right? It feels negative.
They'll say, I
Granted.
can smell it coming. I can smell the
I'm just going to go in the
Like,
garage in the men's cave.
That's you.
And then you wonder,
It
your
has to
wife
do
starts
with you.
texting another man.
That has
happens.
to do with you. Yeah.
Yeah. She starts texting another man. That's not your fault. I didn't say it's your fault. I'm just saying it happens. Right? It happens, you know? So that's that about that. I'm just going to squash that. Let's go on to the next one. So this one says, my wife has decided that we should just be friends. Wait, what the what? You're doing well. Oh, that's bad. That must feel terrible for anyone to ever experience that. No. Yeah, I forgot to put my banner on today. Let's see if I can put that on today. 1 second, guys. Yeah, come on, babe. So my wife has decided that we should just be friends. She has balked at any mention of divorce and is still living at home and sleeping in the same bed. I'm trying to be patient.
You don't sleep in bed with your friends.
Good point.
But
he doesn't feel that way.
Hey. I need my bed to myself. You want to be my friend? Kick rocks.
No, but as a man, you're not going to do that either. Yeah, you're not going to do that either. That's not sweet pain and pleasure. Yeah. So let's see here. Let me save this and run it. All right.
You want to be a friend and sleep in my bed?
I'm trying to be patient and hoping that the positive changes. No, he's still living at home and in bed. I'm trying to be patient and hoping the positive changes. That the positive changes I've made in my life can bring her around. But conversations are rare and I don't know how to proceed. What do you think?
The wife want to be friends, but she also wants to sleep in our bed, in their bed.
She just doesn't want smashing right now. That's all. She doesn't want sex right now.
You should give her space.
How? Leave her in the bed?
You could leave her in the bed. You could go sleep in the guest room. You can't be available for BS. When you're available for BS, people will take advantage of you.
But that's my bed. I want my bed.
Okay, this is the part where you have to give to her. Let her have the bed.
No. I'm not giving to her because she's not giving to me.
Let me go. No, you can't do tit for tat.
No, that's not tit for tat.
Remember, he wants his wife back. So it's gonna be the one that needs to have. He needs a lot of patience. Oh, she wants to be friends. Leave her in the bed. You go in the guest room, and you need to have a real conversation. You want to be friends. You want to move on with your life. What are you trying to do? Because we can't be in a limbo. And if she decided that she wants to move out,
we've experienced that before. Is that really simple? Is that easy?
It's not that easy, but I don't think that you should sleep in the same bed, except that if it doesn't bother you. But if you feel like you're going to have congee all the time and now try to rape the woman, it's better for you to remove yourself from the bedroom.
No. Definitely. See the angle you just took it to.
Because you see, you're still attracted to this person, but this person does not want you in that moment. You have to respect yourself. You got to move to the guest room.
Right, which is okay. So let me go by his.
That's
words.
The way I feel.
I hear you on that.
If you really love that person,
I always feel like a man should remain a man unless you've decided you don't want the marriage anymore.
Yeah, but the man too is human.
Which is okay. No, but it's okay to say you don't want the marriage anymore. Okay,
but he wants the marriage.
When you say a man is human, you're saying that it's okay for him to be weak. I said no, it's actually okay as well for him to be a king.
I'm not saying it's okay. It's okay for him to be weak, but I'm saying he will be weak sometimes.
Good, and that's the reason why you bring in self-development.
All right, I get you.
Right? Because with self-development, the idea of self-development is to build self-strength. Right, self-control. Right, that's why Konjin catching me in bed with my woman. Okay,
that's why I'm giving.
I'll go in the bathroom and
to the guest room and sleep there.
No, Konjin catch you for a man is just a moment. Okay. I want to sleep in my bed.
That's how you see some men saying, "Why can I not have sex with my wife in my own house?"
Good question. We're going to touch on that.
Come on, this thing is not easy. When you're rejected by a woman, especially men, when they are rejected, they don't know how to handle it. I feel like women.
You're saying it's hard to handle. That's what you're saying.
I'm saying it's hard to handle.
So self-control is
but
required.
I feel like women handle rejection better than men.
I understand. I understand. But here's what I'll say. I agree that once in a while, if you're not feeling it, you can step out and go in the guest room and just give yourself some space. You can do that. Just to,
because if I'm me as a woman,
Mhm.
you want to be, I want to be your friend, and you're still lying in bed. I
But-
look at
but-
you as,
but let's talk
as
about-
a desperado.
let's talk
Like, look
about-
at this one. He
let's
doesn't
talk-
even like himself.
But let's talk about a woman wanting to be your friend. Is that really what she wants? That's not what she wants. Let's talk about that. Let's dig a little deeper into why your wife we say, let's just be friends right now.
She doesn't want the marriage anymore.
Good. Anymore or just now?
In the moment.
In the moment.
It's never like a definite thing. I feel like the feelings are always in the moment.
Yeah.
It can change over time.
Exactly. So because of that, when you as a man show up as a king, you understand it's just a moment. So you don't overreact. Because part of overreaction is that I'm just going to take my blanket and go to the guest room. Yes. So it makes
If
sense.
you cannot handle it,
If I can't handle it, I'll go in the bathroom, I'll come back and I'm fresh. Okay? I'm good. I'm Gucci, if you know what I mean. Okay. So does that make sense?
You go and just open.
I'll take care of myself. I'll take care of myself. I have to. No shame. Okay.
Not all men like just soapy.
Then they have a problem.
Exactly.
Because then they depend on the woman for a moment. That's where the problem comes from. Because you're not self-sustainable.
Hey.
I enjoy my wife, but if we're going through something, right? And konji random, is that my problem? Or the something? So if konji has become the bigger problem in this moment, that konji means what in English?
You have a hard on.
What's the proper language for that? A hard on.
Erection. Hard on.
But
You're
because you have
horny.
reaction doesn't
You're
horny.
horny.
Because you have reaction doesn't mean you want to have sex.
Oh, okay. I
You're
don't know.
horny,
I
yeah.
assume that every time a guy has a hard on, he just want to have sex.
Wrong.
Excuse me. They look and they act like they just want to have
Babies
sex.
have hard-ons. So what are you talking
That
about?
was the strangest thing for me when I was when I had my boys. I was like, oh my god, babies have hard on too.
Of course.
Yeah, they do.
Now that doesn't mean they want to have sex,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
All right,
baby.
So she has balked at mention of divorce, right? Okay, so she wants to be friends. She doesn't want divorce. What does that tell you?
So she still want the marriage.
It's just this
In the
moment.
moment, yes.
She's saying, give her space. You
Yes.
need her to spell it out. Give her space. Every king understand when a woman even doesn't use the word "give me space."
In my own bedroom.
That's not a king.
How dare you?
That's not a king. If a woman wants space, in fact, that's a chase that just presented
This
itself
is a
to
new
you.
millennium thing that you're preaching. If it's just our father in my bedroom,
Get out.
I've already let down. Rudy. It's not as easy as that.
For me.
You're like,
Get out of my room.
this is something that people have to learn. Like they
So
have to unlearn things.
That's why we're
learn
here.
something new.
That's why we're here. Let's break it
Because
down.
it doesn't come natural.
Yeah. So with that being said, she clearly does not want to end the marriage. She may be fantasizing about the idea of ending the marriage. Don't get me twisted. Don't get it wrong. She may be fantasizing about the idea, but it's not easy for anybody to say, I'm done with this marriage and I just want to go for divorce. It doesn't work like that.
No, it
There's a
doesn't work.
process and there's a deterioration that happens over time.
Yes.
And
You
before
better
they
preach
get
it.
there. But if that deterioration has happened, there's only two things that are happening in your marriage at any point in time. It's either growing or it's dying. At any point, there's no in between. There's no we're just there. No, it's either growing
It's one of
or dying.
And I've heard that too. Like, we're just dear, Jerry.
That means it's dying.
That shit is dying
Because if it's
fast.
growing, you know.
Yes.
So if you don't know if it's
you
growing,
will say,
it's dying.
oh, I'm in love. I'm so happy. Blah blah blah. It's just there. It's dry. It's dying a slow death.
It's a slow death.
Yes,
Okay.
it is.
And by the time it gets fast and accelerates, you won't know. It'll be too late.
It's too late. Yes.
So you never want to be like, we're just there. You never want to be that way. So mention of divorce and still living at home and sleeping in the same bed. She wants you to give her space. And if you're a king, you will know how to do that in a way that will make her want you more. Okay? How do you do that? Well, it starts with giving her the space. Because if you give her space, you will give her a room. a chance to miss you.
So
I didn't say she will miss you. I say
absolutely.
That's your best chance for her to miss you when you give her space. If you say don't stay in the bed, if you use those words that don't stay in the bed, this is America, okay? Just respect that. You say,
go get the couch or move to the guest room.
Go to the guest room, you know. If she doesn't say that and she's okay with you sleeping in the bed, sleep there, watch some TV, just sleep.
If she's okay with that, that's actually a good thing.
It's a good thing. It's not
that bad.
That means she's entertaining that I'll be fine. I'm not feeling good right now. Give me space. That's all she's saying. We want us to be friends. Somebody say you just want to be friends. That means the issues are really deep, and it's been happening for a while.
Yeah.
Right? And she's trying to send a message to you like, nigga, I need. Like, you know what? Okay, I want friends. I don't want to be with you anymore. Yeah. But they're still staying in the bed. It's because you were nagging. You were on our case, and you wouldn't let go. Right? But what she didn't realize, because we're not talking to her, but what she didn't realize is that that's going to make you feel more insecure, and you will continue to do that. And that's why marriages and relationships deteriorate all the way to the bottom, because no one can catch it and say, okay, she responded this way, she attacked me back, I defend, and then it's just keep going. It's like a vicious cycle, you know. So, but you're the leader. Catch it. If she says she wants to be friends, friends be it. Now, there's some knowledge, school of thoughts out there that says you should never be friends with people. You should never become platonic friends with people that you're supposed to be romantic with. Well, that's in action. Not necessarily in words. Don't say I don't want to be your friends because if you can't be with me, I can't be. That's
friends.
That's some delusional shit. What you need to do is show her that you're not going to be her platonic friend. You show her that by being okay, by being attractive as fuck, by telling her that if you don't step your game up,
you'll lose me.
You'll lose me.
Okay,
and that's in action, not in words.
Yeah. Facts.
You don't ever want to talk her down. You don't want to be talking her down. You don't want to be telling like you will lose me if you say that.
She doesn't want you anymore. Like, it's even worse.
It gets worse.
Yeah.
It gets worse. We're talking attraction now, okay? It's this game of the mind. It's not about what you say. It's slick talking, okay? That's what it's about. And they want space. Okay, I understand. Let me know if you change your mind. That's what a man should always say. What should the woman say? Kick rocks.
Hey, I'm just saying. Don't let anyone.
If a man says they need space,
never.
Just say, I understand. Let me know if you change your mind. You don't have to have as a woman, I don't agree with it. Let me know if you change your mind.
Yeah,
just say,
I'm not available for that business. I'm not here for it.
The last thing you want to do is make him feel like you're just going to sit down there and be waiting for him.
I'll be waiting for him.
You need to show in your actions that no, you're not waiting, because in reality, you're not waiting. You have a personal purpose in life. And while you're going about your personal purpose in life and you're taking care of yourself, your body, other people will find you attractive, and that's the last thing they want.
Okay.
And vice versa. Okay. And that's how it works in the brain. Never mind what your pastor said. If they said, oh, you should just kneel down and start begging, let's do a house meeting. Family meetings don't work.
No,
they are the worst.
They actually escalate the issue.
Family meetings are destructive for marriage and relationships. Don't do it. Don't entertain it. Tell them to go back home to their own husbands and wives.
Let them go and face their own issues. This is you and your spouse and God.
All right. So your positive changes can bring her around, but you don't wait. That's the difference. Okay. Hoping the positive changes in your life will bring her around. No, you do your positive changes for yourself.
For yourself, yeah.
You do self-development for yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. That means you're okay with if she gets attracted back or not, and you're not waiting, or vice versa, or if he gets attracted back or not. You don't wait,
because if you are waiting, you will get frustrated at some
point. If you're waiting,
you would react.
Yeah, and if you're waiting, that's also a testament to how much you value yourself and your own personal time and your life. You're just gonna waste your life waiting for another person
that might never come back to you.
That may never come back. So you should be okay with that. They may never come back.
Yeah,
yeah, and you should still we used to be together, and you should edify that person always. If you engage in toxic talk about this person, you're hurting yourself.
Yes.
I know it sounds kumbaya talk. I promise you, you're hurting yourself. Because they broke up with you. I know it hurts as well. I get that. But you need to find space in you where you're okay that person was only part of your story, and you have more stories to tell with your life.
Yes.
Okay? Yes. That's the best life you can live. If you live your life being bitter,
You miss out. You miss out
You'll
on
miss
good
out.
things in life.
Because energy is neither created nor destroyed. That's energy that you're giving into that you could give into yourself, building yourself, giving to another person that will reciprocate,
That would give
that
you
will value you.
Yeah, that's right.
You know,
I agree.
so you don't wait, you don't apply positive changes so I can wait and hopefully I can attract her back. No, if she wants to be attracted back, good. If he doesn't want to, and you could be saying that and it hurts and it feels sad.
Because you're human,
it's okay.
it will hurt.
It will hurt.
Okay.
But it's okay. But you gotta breathe that and let that walk through your system, because it's like the flu. It will get through the system if you fight, if you build enough immune system, self-development. Your body, your emotions will fight, kick it out, but that only means you're stronger.
I agree.
That only means you're stronger. But if you don't feed, you know, you want to read the Bible to feed your brain, do that. If it works for you. You want to read self-development, but you got to feed the brain. If you're just wallowing there and we're just going to be there until we see what God is going to do. God is only going to walk through other people that are trying to educate you. Okay, because God is already inside of you. You know, so that's what it comes down to. So I would definitely say positive changes is for you. It's not for another person ever. Because if you think it's for another person, then you're going to manipulate. You're going to attempt at manipulating the other person into coming back to you. And you don't want to have to manipulate the person to come back to you.
It's going to be temporary anyway.
You want them attracted back to you. You want it to be their idea to come back to you. It feels that much better, right?
Instead of being a hostage.
Yes. Yeah.
I agree.
Were you done with that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right. So there's another one. My wife wants to give up after 5 years of marriage, 10 years together with a young son. I begging someone to help me either save my marriage, or I am begging somebody to either help me save my marriage or find a way to accept and live with divorce. What do you think?
Well, he said it out loud. He's begging somebody to help him save his marriage or find a way to accept and live with divorce.
Bratike, the guy's challenge is so easy to solve. If he still loves her, he should ask her out all over. Make her see what she saw in you at the beginning. I agree 100%.
Well, you know, most people don't even try that.
Is a big old butt?
Oh, you have a big butt.
No, you.
Oh, no. I agree with what Uncle TK said. But most people... No. I agree.
Right,
the problem is, okay, maybe I should not use but. The problem is that most people don't remember to use that when they're going through the situations.
Right.
That's what
However, I do have a big old however.
Okay.
If a person that you have experience with, I just said no to you, don't ask her out. That is not now. You gotta the space you give has to precede that.
Yeah.
And you have to know how to connect with her. So once you know that she's a little bit relaxed.
If not, you just chop your money and still say no.
She just eat your money away.
How about that?
She just start wallowing. So you want to be careful with asking her out. Unless you're in that space. So let's step out. Because I did that.
We did that.
Let's step out. Let's go. But it was also when she was open to receiving. So you have to pay attention to her energy that she's open to receiving that. So how do you do that? You got to leave that time. That time, that space, that time, that patience is a big part of the equation. But when you, as a man, absolutely, you want to get to a place where you gauge it, just like you will gauge a girl. Like, she's ready to. Why don't we step out? Let's take a bite. Don't go for dinner first. Let's go grab a coffee around the corner. He won't still be upset. Just go grab a coffee. She just want to be friends. Give her that. That's it. She doesn't want romantic dinner. Don't set up.
Can be negative, like
no.
Like we gotta talk.
No, it depends on the attitude. Right. You know.
I don't like we gotta talk.
Yeah, we gotta talk part. What? No. I have something I want to share with you. It's different from.
That's soft landing.
It's different from.
Yes.
We gotta talk.
We gotta talk. What?
Right. What some people do is that your wife just shut down on you. Now you go set up. All this while you didn't listen to her. Now you go set up a romantic dinner in the backyard with all kind of stuff.
Candle lights.
she will feel like you're trying to manipulate her. You're bribing her for sex. It's what
and it feels like it's in the moment that you're not
acting. You're not going to change. You're just trying to manipulate her into changing. Or to accept. Okay,
look,
I'm
we
sorry.
Women, we're very smart.
Right.
We see through it. Like,
but all that depends on the level of toxicity going on in the marriage.
True.
If it's just she's upset today, say I want to take you out to dinner because she's just upset.
She's just upset.
Right. But if she's getting to a very bad place where she said, I want us to be friends, that's terrible. That's a very bad situation. They're in a very bad place. He needs to be patient and give some space. Feel on it. You're a king. You can feel on it. You know when the woman is open.
Want to be friends.
If she's closed her legs,
pata.
you're married, and she's closed her legs, then you have to make her feel heard. Because if she doesn't feel heard, you cannot penetrate anywhere else.
Them legs are not gonna help her.
Yeah.
Okay, you gotta seduce a woman's mind. Come on, man.
She has to feel heard first, and you will know. And it will take a lot of patience. If it's gotten to a place where she has to be friends, it takes time. You have to be generous with the patience. And then when the right time opens and you know you've penetrated her mind, then it's okay to try to penetrate her body by asking her, like, let me take you out on a dinner. There are many people that are divorced and they allow themselves to take themselves out on the dinner because they've gone through the bitterness and they're now relaxed.
Time has healed all that, you know.
Yes. So good point though, bro.
Nothing is impossible, man.
Yeah. So my wife wants to give up 5 years, 10 years together with his young son. I'm begging. What? You're begging. Bro. Begging. When I hear begging, that's like red alert. That's like buzz. What do you call those things? Red flag.
Yes.
I'm begging someone to help me either save my marriage. That's red flag. It must be terrible. Or find a way to accept and live with divorce.
So you're desperate in the moment.
Yeah. So the problem comes when you show up with this energy into that relationship. This energy in particular. You know, if you show up into that relationship with this energy that you're begging for someone to help you save your marriage broke down because the people involved in the marriage they're broken.
Yeah.
So what you should be fixing is self, because you can't try to fix the other person because that's just another individual, right?
Yeah.
So you should be fixing self. So I know it sounds like a broken record. We got to go back to self.
Yeah.
Right? If you feel like your marriage is broken down, how about don't worry about the marriage for a second. Don't worry about the marriage for a second. When you stop worrying about the marriage, it's your best chance of building the marriage back up. When you worry or have anxieties about the marriage, you will destroy the marriage more.
Out of that anxiety. Yeah, anxiety is
because you will feel like you should defend the marriage. Defend the marriage. You're trying to break the home of my kids. Now she wants to stay in the marriage. Is that when she would now want to stay in the marriage? When you start talking and that,
they're making her feel guilty.
They're making her feel guilty. So she's just gonna be in misery until she gains enough courage to say, "I really don't want it."
I don't still want it.
I still don't.
What you gonna do?
Right.
I'm just saying, hey.
But that's reality.
It is real.
That's what happens.
It's as real as it gets.
You make a person feel guilty to want to come back into a relationship with you. I'm sorry, baby.
Natural hair born. I beg you.
You make a person feel guilty to want to come back. You're manipulating them to come back.
Right.
If they come back, it's temporary, and it's gonna hurt more.
Yeah,
you're digging through the wound even more,
all over again.
And it's just gonna hurt more when they do still decide that no, I don't want it. So the goals are off. The priorities are messed up. Right. First of all, you shouldn't be begging. Well, no begging. That's why you're not attracting your spouse. Number two, you want somebody to help you save your marriage. That's valid. I get that. But your best chance of saving the marriage is to work on self. Because I understand you're in a very bad place. You feel like the marriage is broken down and now, but your anxiety is in the wrong direction.
It's going through the roof.
Yeah, you should not worry about the marriage. And that means you should be okay in case the marriage never comes back. Because that puts us on the next statement, ways to accept and live with divorce. If somebody wants divorce from you, you don't have to accept it. It's a divorce.
Whether you like it or not.
Yeah,
it's happening.
It's happening. You can fight it and make it drag, or you can drag it if you want.
What's the point of dragging it? No, it's still always. It gets worse.
You can drag it if you want. You're just building even more resentment.
Yes.
Additional reasons why they'll never want to come back to you. I tell people, divorce is not the end of a marriage. No,
it's not.
Yeah, it can be the beginning of a brand new marriage with the same person if you work on yourself, right? But this has been 2 years that we went back and pulled the divorce paper out of the court, right? And then we started a fresh
July,
new 2
right?
years.
Yeah.
I started a new marriage with the same person.
Right.
We had the first 10 years broke down, destroyed. It was wrong. It wasn't supposed to be, but it was. And I got back with the same person, and now it's 2 years, right? But the whole marriage altogether next month is going to be 13
Yes.
years.
These 2 years are like.
That's how you count.
It feels like the first 3 years while we were dating.
Yeah.
Because now we
you gotta leave it.
We're living in the moment. And when we're not doing the expectation thing, and I'm not there thinking you should read my mind, and he's not there thinking like no, we're not living by rules.
Because by default in life, this is what it's supposed to look like. Like
about people, it's not gonna kill me.
What is supposed to be?
I hate that word. Like
because what is was ordained by God. What is supposed to be is. Okay. When you think that something is supposed to be what is not, it's just unnecessary anxiety for yourself.
It is anxiety.
I know it comes from right and wrong, but she's wrong, he's wrong, she's right, I'm right, no, I'm not right. And that's where arguments come from. Right?
You go back and forth, arguing over stupid shit.
Right. She just mentioned that she was going through it because of all the crazy violence, abuse news.
Yes.
She couldn't sleep and stuff.
Yes.
I had to go through that because I had to make sure I'm here for her.
Yes. I had to hug my husband more.
That's what was this last week.
This is driving me nuts.
that was the reality this last week. That's what it was. So instead of me to now come to you and say, you're supposed to be stronger than this. Because it's supposed to be. You're adding anxiety to something that already has pressure in it. And that's what a lot of people do in their relationship.
Right.
It's a moment for you to give, but you go there to add additional pressure on the situation.
Yeah.
So save my marriage. That's actually the keyword that our website is designed around. That's because I know people search for it. But really, the only way to do that is to save yourself. You're in a marriage that's not surviving. That means something is wrong with you. That you should something that there's room for improvement in you.
Yeah,
that's what it comes down to, and that's where the focus should go. Because marriage is not a person; that's just a relationship, an institutionalized relationship there, right? And if it's confused in something, that means it's time to learn something new. That's what that means. So my focus will shift from saving my marriage to let me fix myself. Let me
learn something new.
Development, learn something new.
Yeah.
And you would do that understanding that it creates the best chance to save the marriage.
It does.
Okay? Live with divorce. Don't put divorce on a pedestal. Divorce is not the end of marriage.
It's not the end of the world. How about that?
There are too many people, examples that I have. Divorce and then they'll come back together.
And they came back together and they're still together.
Or better yet, they keep screwing each other.
Oh yeah, there's that one too.
Like, don't put these terminologies on a pedestal. Don't worry about it.
It's because people care so much about what people will say. That's what kills most people.
And that creates toxic energy.
They can't face the shame. Oh, so what? Your marriage is going down.
Yep. And that creates toxic energy. So when you worry about what people say,
I've learned that for a long time.
You will get drained.
Never to worry about what people say.
You will get drained because
you
will get drained because you can't satisfy people.
You can't satisfy anyone. And they will, you know what? Guess what? People, they will move on from your own issue to the next one.
Yep.
It's just a matter of time. So why worry about what people say?
Yeah.
What about yourself? What makes you happy? Live in the moment.
All right. Can you see that?
Yes. Wait.
Come on.
I have been married for 9 months, but we are in a distance relationship. Months back, everything changed, and now he's asking for a divorce.
Yeah,
You're in a distance relationship. That's enough to see why the marriage.
To draw a wedge. You think so?
Yeah. Hell, what? Mm-hmm. Hell yeah! I feel like people who are examples are people that are married in 2 different countries. Mm-hmm. My husband lives in the United States. I live in Nigeria.
Right.
He comes home once in a year. Excuse me, is that one a marriage? Mm-hmm. If that has a time limit, okay, my husband is going to be gone for 2 years. Mm-hmm. This is what I have to sacrifice. This is what we're trying to sacrifice. At the end of the day, we'll be together by this time. Then that makes sense. But most of the time you hear, oh, my husband travel overseas for 6 months. Mm-hmm. He will come back. And the relationship is not improving.
Yeah.
It can improve.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard.
It's harder. There are people that have successfully done that, but it's not easy.
Yeah. It's very hard. The thing is that if you like the story that we mentioned last week, the story of what's her name? I forgot her name. Olamide something, right?
Oh,
right. She said in 11 years they were really together in the same house under the same roof for about 3 years in total. And there's a lot of relationships like that. So they really never had a chance to bond, to create enough memories. So it's actually making it easier to step away and move on.
Yeah.
Right? For at least one of the parties to go away because they're like, I don't want to be in this. It's easier. But it's harder for people that have created memories. That's why you should travel. Put it, even if you can't yet, put it in as part of your plans. That I want to travel the world with myself, create all these memories. Because what it does is makes it harder for the devil to come in between.
That distance married thing is
because the memory
I don't know.
Is and if you have such memory, if somebody is going through some kind of funk, leave them alone because they will think about all those memories, and then they won't want to leave it.
Yeah,
I
mean, I know someone that he's been married for like 6 years, and in that 6 years. His wife, he lives in the UK, the wife lives in Nigeria. In that 6 years, he goes back and forth, maybe like 2-3 times in a year. Yeah. And he's so used to living the bachelor way life. I work, I hang out with my friends, I get to, if I need sex, I can get any girls, and yet you're a married man. And then the husband and the wife now relocated, like the wife was able to now join him after that 6 years, and all hell was let loose because
dude, they're gonna find out.
He's now finding out that he can't live his life the way he's been living his life, and now Madame has turned into a nag because Madame is saying, "You're a married man, you shouldn't be doing that. This is not how married people act," and now they want a divorce.
Yeah, because hard too. This is not what it's supposed to be. That's also our way of hiding into the issues.
Right.
Because in that kind of situation, lots of patience, learning how to use love to communicate that you want that person to stay home is going to be key. And if you come up as a nag, you will push some men away.
Yeah. And there's another one that a guy is, he's working, like this one is actually in Nigeria, works on the island, okay, but lives on the mainland.
Okay.
So he lives on the mainland, like
so he doesn't get home
like
until 11.
Yeah, so he doesn't. So because he lives that far away, he now decided during the week
get an apartment.
I'm gonna be staying on the island
for
a whole week.
Oh no!
And I will join you and the kids in the weekend. Please excuse me. I do not understand
you don't like that?
Instead of having another apartment on the island, why don't you move?
It's a nice little man cave. You guys can come and see me anytime you want to.
You can move your family to the island instead of keeping 2 apartments.
Oh no, she has a job. Sense. You have a job that you want to keep in the mainland. And my kids go to a better school in mainland.
No.
And we're not going to be just moving. And we have a house there.
No. You got to compromise. You got to come in the middle and be neutral. Living there are people living 2 separate lives.
Obviously, what works for everyone is different from couples and people to people.
Guess.
But but that can add to
that can add to your relationship.
Distance can add to it. Absolutely. So months back, everything changed, and now he's asking for divorce. So I mean, I guess you're asking what to do. What to do is to say, okay, I understand. Nobody just wants divorce.
Even though they don't understand.
Nobody wants divorce. What you do by saying that is because you really, even though you don't understand, but you know why. You understand now.
Yeah,
you know where it's coming from. So you're just saying what is what the opposite. The other side of that is to say Oh, Yahweh. You want divorce from what? I will take all your money. Right?
That's crazy.
That's crazy. But we don't want that. But the best thing is to say, let me know. You don't have to let me know if you're a woman, but just say I understand. Because the worst thing you want to do is act in the way that he expects you to act, which is overreact, and then you push him further away. When you give him something that he's not expecting, that will throw him off.
That's true.
So, and then he will now take the time to process it like, wait, he will ask himself that question because you gave him a chance to process it.
Right.
As opposed to help him process by saying, how dare you, from everything I've done for you, if you do more of that, you're going to push him away. Yeah. I suffered over this.
That's women's language. No one asked you to.
I understand it's the natural thing to say.
I don't like that.
But it's to push him away from that's what will happen.
And I don't think people in our generation say that. This is more of the older people.
Yeah.
You didn't have to, because you're calling it you should be giving selflessly. If it's hurting you, you shouldn't give.
Yeah, I agree.
I get it's not simple, but I hate when people say, I hate the way people come back and say, how do you say that? Like you remind that person of everything you've done for them. No one asked you for that.
I know.
You felt good. You were getting a kick out of giving that, whatever you were giving. So you should not remind me. You were also getting out of it.
One of the 6 basic human needs, per Tony Robbins, is contribution. You were contributing to another person, and that makes you feel good.
It made you feel good.
If it didn't make you feel good, you wouldn't do it.
You won't do it. Yeah. So don't remind anyone. And that is not the way. That's manipulative.
Yep.
It's manipulative.
So that's it. That's what we have.
Yes.
It's 7 p.m. We had a good time as usual.
We had a good time.
Keep sharing. We're gonna keep showing up. Keep sharing it. So we can help as many people. We're trying to help 1,000 marriages and relationships in a year.
Amen.
So help us share. Even after this live, you can still share. They can watch the recording. Facebook, YouTube, IG,
it's everywhere.
So it's a growing channel, and we're working on it. We'll keep bringing our best. But for every time you share or click the thumbs up, it's a support. Okay.
Yes, sir.
You're supporting us. Click the thumbs up, share, comment, participate. All of that is a support for the platform. Thank you so much, and we had a good time.
We appreciate you.
We'll see you on the next one, and you can see me scrambling right here because I wanted to play some music. All right. See you soon. Bye.
Take care. Nice. It was very fun. I like it. I enjoyed it.
She enjoyed it. I always like to let you know, because sometimes you don't want to, and I always let you know just in case you choose to.
Oh, okay. That's true. Yeah. I like the song. Maybe it's the song. I don't know. There's a lot going on. Okay, I'm out of here.
See ya.
Oh, baby.
Yes. You want to go grab something? Okay, get me some. Without Kenina, but you have ask them there. Yeah.
I make you dance here, even me make a dance. I even me make a dance. I even me make a dance. Now because of my baby, God, you make you shake around. Calling you, make you do me and guy. I call your body like you will do. I could be your mommy, your sugar.